Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. I'm going to have a look tonight at precious metals, and specifically silver and platinum. I'm intending to trade over the coming weeks, and I'll go into details about the reason why I think it might be successful trades. So first, probably I'm going just to clear up why I'm not going to focus on gold by just having a quick look at the chart. One key reason I'm not going to trade gold too much. Let's zoom out to the daily charts. That's in my opinion. We are already overextended in terms of the price, so the rally has been quite massive. We've seen continuous run up and a lot of optimism as well in terms of the sentiment about gold. So I don't believe we will break down. I don't believe really any move, a significant move lower, but I think the potential for a move up is limited. Of course, there's the 1900, that's the key zone that we are likely to go and touch, but that's not a significant move from 1800. So I'm a bit less interested in trading gold. There's also another reason, is that the management is already quite exposed, not at maximum position size, but not insignificant. And looking at the chart, we're also having that weekly divergence that is of course pointing to a major correction from somewhere here. Should we actually move higher to 1900, we could retrace down quite significantly to clear up the divergence down to 1300. No idea if that will happen that way. It is just that usually when we do see such a divergence, you're careful trading the trend. Doesn't mean it will reverse. It might actually get invalidated and we might break higher here. No problem, that could happen. I would definitely not short gold just for that reason. It's not sufficient. Potentially, should we touch the RSI and have some bear signal, short entry could be made here, but that's just mainly the reason why I'm not going to focus on gold too much, but rather switch to silver and platinum. Starting with silver here, so I'm going to have a look at the chart, of course, and basically explain why I believe it could actually go for explosive move. So the first reason is that the price is still stuck under the $19. So when you look here and you can just compare it to gold, that's been moving extremely high and at all-time high almost, or at least the last 10 years I believe, we can see that silver is nowhere near any of the peak. It's actually sitting very low. Of course, we had these major moves above 26, but still at the moment we barely breaking above recent high. It was back about a year ago when we actually touched 20, though it's still stuck underneath. So I believe for that, of course, that the potential for move higher is of course bigger since we're starting from a lower point. Other reason that will just continue on the chart is the accumulation under 19. So when we look at the chart, now zooming a bit something a bit clearer here. So we have a nice accumulation in progress under 19, and one figure that I like particularly, if I can find the right one, yeah, that's the one, is the cup and handle figure we have in here. I'm going to ignore that drop here, that was market crash here, so that's probably not really significant in terms of the meaning with the price action or anything. So rather focusing on this, and we know forming the handle here, that's almost a perfect figure. And of course, should we break higher, usually just report size of the cup. I should have taken it the other way, but anyway, that will give some sort of a target here for the price. So it could be potentially too high, because we don't have really much in that area. There's a couple of there's actually that line that could actually work, but it's a little bit potentially a bit overextended to actually reach 24. But in any case, I believe 21 is definitely achievable, which is still a nice target compared to the 19 level we are here, and definitely larger potential than what we have in gold. So yes, that's another reason I'm interested by trading silver. Comparing to gold, we're still running at a very small managed money in terms of the net long position they're having, so that gives them room to actually increase should the trend start to actually break higher, especially above $90. And finally, of course, there's the gold silver ratio that is at record high, so it's been easing recently from 125, which is very high, but it's sitting still above 100. And we can see any attempt since the 1990, and I believe even before, attempt to break above 100 got rejected strongly down, and once again here we had that spike reached there with the recent crash, but here we're moving back down here. I believe we'll continue to go down, but not because gold will actually crash or anything like this, but mainly because silver will outperform gold in the coming weeks. So back on the chart, I've been building long position already because we're having a setup that is actually quite nice, supporting trend line accumulating against this, so it will give us easy stop loss underneath should we break lower, but here accumulation at that level for breakouts here, and potentially adding to long position should we actually break higher here. So that would be changing the color. So should we break above here, could expect some retouch on that trend line. That would be the long entry here, or adding to the long entry here, and then we will have the move breaking higher, potentially 24, but I think the first target at 21 is probably more realistic. I believe that's the Goldman Sachs target as well, and we know that if they have that target, it's something we should have in mind given their influence on the silver market. So yes, that would be the plan for silver. Now having a look at platinum. Platinum just changed color here. Platinum is a little bit in the same configuration that silver, but potentially even with higher potential. So the price is extremely low. I think we are near the 10 years low. When you look at the chart, it's quite obvious on the weekly. It's been a continuous downtrend, and of course we reached a very low 600 during the crash, but even then we are still bottoming at that level. 800 is a very good support area that's been bounced back again recently. It got broken but reintegrated above really quickly, and if we look at the RSI, we have potentially some small divergence on the weekly chart. It's nothing extremely obvious, of course, but still something pointing to here some of capitulation during that crash run, and potentially pointing to a longer term reversal. So that's the one I'm pointing here, so the weekly bullish divergence. That's definitely not to be ignored. Now looking at the chart again, and zooming in to the 4 hours, I also like the configuration. It's not that neat than the one we're having for silver, because the consolidation is not typically the one that's before any significant breakout, but we're having that bull flag here. That could be interesting to trade as well. So I have no position on platinum yet, but I think the target of 1000 is definitely achievable should we actually break out that flag. Accumulation here, I would expect to see some key divergence at that level. 790 would be really nice for long entry. That will make it up for breaking the flag later on. Should we actually spend a bit more time here as possible, so ricocheting that point, moving back down, and then breaking higher, potentially something like this. And of course it will not go straight to 1000 and take more time, but that's just the idea behind the trade. Other thing also is that the management is still having a very small position on platinum, a lot of room to actually push the price high. It's not really a surprise since we are really low price, so of course don't have massive long position, but that will help with the move further out. Should we actually reach 1000, then we can talk about breakout of that level. That would be a significant change on the market, as it's been a serious resistance for now almost 3 years, no, more than 3 years actually, and that will open the door for a more significant move, potentially moving to 1200. But again, I need to see if we can actually get out of that bull flag, break higher, and reach that point, of course. And now finally, also similar to silver, we're having a gold platinum at all-time high. It's even worse than for silver. It's reaching a point that is never been seen in history, and again, this is probably not sustainable, and we'll have to return to some sort of a normal ratio around 1.5, potentially dropping 1.25, but that should happen without having the gold dropping too much. In the current monetary easing policy environment, that's really unlikely to see gold crashing, and so I believe that platinum will highly benefit from this. Of course, for platinum we need to be careful. It's a bit more exposed to industrial and the economy. Silver is the same, which is the reason I like the idea to buy this on a relatively low level, so I can exit should actually things go bad with a relatively small loss, but not holding on it against everything. If the market is correcting, then certainly silver and platinum will be taken together with the market, so we need to be careful with that, of course. Yeah, that's about it about these two. So I'll be trading this in the coming weeks, and hopefully you get a positive outcome during summer, and yeah, we'll check that sometimes and see how we go. Until then, I wish you safe trading, success, and I speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.